tweak the leg. You have a problem with that?
No, Sensei.
No mercy.
What's up, my fellow Cobras, and a very happy new year to you all. I hope your year's gotten off to a good start. Today's video is for The Karate Kid, which is a 1984 American martial arts drama written by Robert Mark Kamen and directed by John G. Avildsen. It is the first installment in the Karate Kid franchise and stars Ralph Macchio, Pat Morita, Elizabeth Shue, Martin Kove, and William Zabka. The Karate Kid follows Daniel LaRusso, a teenager who is taught karate by handyman Mr. Miyagi to help defend himself and compete in a tournament against his high school bullies, one of whom is the ex-boyfriend of his love interest, Ali. And as always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and press the bell button so you never miss one of my latest videos. Nostalgia has been a go-to for quite some time now with the revivals of classic video games, movies, and television shows. Sometimes these can be successful returns, while sometimes they can be major disasters. One of the biggest surprises has come in the form of a show that premiered first on YouTube Red but is now on Netflix, and that show is Cobra Kai, which has fast become one of Netflix's biggest shows, and for good reason. Cobra Kai is the sequel series to the 1984 cult classic 80s film and its sequels, and like many of the nostalgia-filled revivals, it has spurned new interest in the original films. While Cobra Kai has been bringing back its characters for a continuing narrative, I thought I would take a look back at the film that started it all. It's a film that inspired many people and has been referenced and parodied many times over the years.
Mr. Miyagi, this is kind of embarrassing, but I'm having a problem with erectile dysfunction.
Hey, Daniel-san, Miyagi fix.
There is a great reason as to why this is, but to understand this, it's good to see what the original is really about and whether or not it still stands up today. The film is set in Los Angeles as Daniel LaRusso, played by Ralph Macchio, moves into a new apartment with his mother after leaving his beloved New Jersey. He's not happy with this massive change in location and life and with having to leave his friends behind, but he soon begins to socialize and falls in love with Ali, played by Elizabeth Shue. Her ex-boyfriend, though, Johnny, is part of a karate dojo known as Cobra Kai, where Johnny, played by William Zabka, and his friends use their karate to beat up on Daniel. One night, the gang corner and beat up Daniel, but the apartment's maintenance manager, Mr. Miyagi, intervenes and rescues Daniel from further punishment. Not long after, it's here where Mr. Miyagi agrees to train Daniel in karate and to also prepare him for a big karate tournament where his love rival Johnny is the current champ. But we soon find out that Mr. Miyagi has a very strange but effective way of teaching Daniel the meaning and technique behind the martial art. This is where the film really takes off, and the question then is whether or not Daniel will be able to learn from Mr. Miyagi, as what he learns along the way will be more important than any fight can ever teach him. The plot itself is probably the weakest part of the film. While it serves the characters well, it does come off as your typical romantic sports type film. This simple plot, however, doesn't take away from one of its strongest elements, which is the film's wonderful characters. For the most part, they are very interesting and well-rounded. While everybody gets their time to shine, for me, the film's focus on Daniel and Mr. Miyagi's relationship is easily what makes Karate Kid so special and what gives the film so much heart. There is a lot of emotional moments that land well, especially when it comes to learning more about Miyagi and how much respect they end up having for each other. It's a film that lays its foundations on its characters, and it really does show. And this is in part down to the amazing talent that got together to make this timeless piece of cinema. The film was directed by John G. Avildsen and based on a script by Robert Mark Kamen. Avildsen is best known for his amazing work on the Rocky films, including directing the first film. His knowledge of characters mixed in with a storyline that involves a competition is very well done, and he was able to get a lot out of the young and extremely talented cast. Kamen's writing, while simple in structure, is not simple when it comes to the excellent characters. They are all unique individuals from different backgrounds, and the dialogue highlights this very well. These characters are given the room they need to grow, and this all comes from Kamen and Avildsen. The other strong aspect of the film is the performances from the extremely talented cast. Ralph Macchio portrays the teenager out of his element extremely well, while bringing a unique charm to his part. He's extremely likable, and his journey of overcoming his own issues is clear to see in his performance.
Oh, God. Would you tell me what's going on here and don't tell me about another
bike accident.
What do you want to hear, Ma?
I want to hear the truth.
No, you don't want to hear the truth. All you want to hear is how great it is out here. Well, it may be great for you, but it sucks for me. I hate this place. I hate it. I just want to go home. Why can't we just go back home?
Pat Morita, who started his career as a stand-up comedian and was also famous for his role in Happy Days, portrays Mr. Miyagi. And he plays the part to perfection, playing the wise sensei who has more depth than what appears at first. He's fantastic in the role, but is even better when alongside Machio. Their on-screen chemistry of teacher and student is very heartfelt and makes the film such a joy to watch. Not only is it a loving relationship, but there are layers, and it's easy to see why the film has been able to remain a cultural icon for so long thanks to these talented actors.
You're the best friend I ever had.
Are you pretty okay too?
As for the villains of the film, Sensei Kreese and student Johnny Lawrence, well, I thought they were excellent. Martin Kove plays the part of the no mercy win at all costs karate sensei very well and has some of the best lines in the film and always delivered his lines with real menace.
You lose concentration of fighting your dead meat.
Yes, Sensei.
What?
Yes, Sensei.
And William Zabka as Johnny Lawrence in his first film role does a fine job as the school bully and head student at Cobra Kai.
You couldn't leave well enough alone. Could you, little twerp? No, you had to push it. Well, now you're gonna pay.
His character has the least backstory and does not appear in the sequels, but I am glad that his character gets some much needed backstory and attention in the Cobra Kai series, making him a much stronger character and in turn showing more of his acting skills. One thing the Karate Kid has a lot of is cheese, especially when it comes to the romance, which for me is the only weak part of the film. Elizabeth Shue as the love interest is fine, but whenever her and Daniel are on screen, the cheese really does take over. But I guess in the end, the relationship had its place, if only to keep Johnny and Daniel at each other's throats. A quick mention also goes to the excellent supporting cast, especially Johnny's fellow Cobra Kai friends. They all get their own small moment to shine in the film and are all very memorable, even with the small parts that they had to play.
So you okay? Can you go on?
Get him a body bag! Yeah!
All right. Pete, do it again, Johnny.
In addition to the great characters and storytelling is the excellent sound design and fantastic fight choreography done by karate legend Pat E. Johnson, who has a cool role as the karate tournament head referee. The other aspect in sound is the music, which was composed by Bill Conti. Conti is one of my favourite film composers and is best known for lending his musical talents to the Rocky franchise, and his ability to make music that fits the context of a film is ever present here. While his music is great and fits the film well, there is also licensed music like Joe Esposito's You're the Best, which plays throughout the tournament and really gets you hyped up for the fights. These choices work very well in the film, but also amp up the more cliche moments of the movie. The Karate Kid is considered a 1980s classic for a reason. It is beautifully paced, well written and directed with engaging characters that give strong performances throughout to back up these characters. I can certainly see why this film has stayed relevant and iconic after all these years, what with 3 sequels and the 2010 remake. While the plot is basic and a bit cheesy, it does not hinder the enjoyment found in this classic film. I highly recommend checking this film out if you have yet to see it. It's definitely a highly enjoyable and very memorable film and has stood the test of time. And this is proven by the enormous success of the Cobra Kai TV series, a crazy 34 years on from the original film. That's it guys from me. I hope you enjoyed my retro review of the Karate Kid. Please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up and make sure to hit the bell button, and I will see you guys all on the next Joe Cobra video. Bye bye.